the 2016 season was one for the books, proving that any team in the SIAC can rise to be a champion. Last year was full of many twists and turns, so what will 2017 have in store for the SIAC? Let's jump into the predicted order of finish in preseason honors, beginning with the East Division. After falling short to reach the SIAC championship game, the Golden Rams of Albany State University returned as the top contender in the East Division. Albany State received 65 points in the preseason poll, along with 6 first-place votes. The Golden Rams made some changes in the offseason and will be under the direction of first-year head coach Gabe Giardina. Giardina inherits offensive lineman Tedrick Cofield, linebacker Zavondrick Shingleton, and defensive back Nick Scott, who were all named to the preseason team. The Golden Rams opened the 2017 season at home against Valdosta State on September 2nd. The reigning conference champions, the Wildcats of Fort Valley State University, were picked second with 55 points and 4 first-place votes. Head coach Kevin Porter led the Wildcats to the championship in his first season. Representing the Wildcats on the preseason teams are punter Juan Cerna, running back Jamari Clark, defensive lineman Devontae West, and defensive back Kentron James. Fort Valley will travel to Carrollton, Georgia, to take on West Georgia in its season opener on August 31st. Benedict was selected to finish third in the East Division with 52 points and 4 first-place votes. The Tigers finished the 2016 campaign 5-6 overall and 4-3 in the SIAC. Benedict led the preseason honors with 10 selections, including wide receiver Okichi Ntiasagwe, offensive lineman Justin Brown and Craig Henson, defensive lineman Charles Williams and Arian Guy, linebacker Kendrick Frazier, defensive backs Edward Kirkland, Traviante Brown, and Robert Cummings, and tight end Darius Nelson. The Tigers opened the season September 2nd at home against Livingstone College. With 42 points and 2 first-place votes, the Panthers of Clark Atlanta University were picked to finish 4th. Clark Atlanta posted a 5-5 overall record in 2016, but suffered a few close losses to SIAC opponents. The Panthers will look to quarterback Jonathan McCrary, who was voted the 2017 SIAC Preseason Offensive Player of the Year to guide its team. In 2016, McCrary completed 142 of 256 passes for 1,903 yards and averaged 211.4 yards per game. McCrary also led the SIAC with 14 touchdown passes. In the come-from-behind victory over Morehouse, he set SIAC single-game highs with 456 passing yards and 5 touchdowns. Also representing Clark Atlanta on the preseason teams are wide receiver Dre Martin, defensive back Kenneth Morgan, punt returner DeAndre Jackson, offensive lineman Darius Pryor, defensive lineman Makai Kingston, and kicker Carlos Saldana. The Panthers host Mississippi College on August 31st in its season opener. Morehouse received 26 points and was picked to finish 5th. The Maroon Tigers returned preseason honorees Ryan Edwards, David Smith, Ricky Knuckles, Antonio Johnson, and Boris Bryant. Morehouse visits the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff on September 2nd to kick off its season. Now let's take a look at how the West Division unfolded. With 75 points and 11 first-place votes, the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee University were picked to win the West Division. Tuskegee finished 9-3 overall and 6-1 in the SIAC last season, which included advancing to the second round of the NCAA Division II playoffs for the second consecutive year. The Golden Tigers were ranked each week in the American Football Coaches Association Top 25 poll, reaching as high as number 5 during Week 6 of the season, setting a school record. Osmond Thompson, the 2017 SIAC Preseason Defensive Player of the Year, recorded 137 tackles in 2016. Thompson totaled 67 solo tackles on the year, including 11.5 tackles for loss and 3.5 sacks. He also forced 3 fumbles, intercepted 1 pass, recorded 4 pass breakups, and 3 quarterback hurries. Thompson was also the 2016 SIAC Defensive Player of the Year and D2 CCA Super Region 2 Defensive Player of the Year. Leeward Brown, Jonah McCutcheon, Javaris Cheatham, Lowell Richardson, and Ladero Petway were all voted to the preseason teams for the Golden Tigers, who opened the season on September 2nd in Montgomery against Alabama State. The Golden Bears of Miles College followed in second with 60 points and 3 first-place votes. Miles finished the 2016 season with an overall record of 5-5 and 4-3 mark in the conference. Returning for Miles are running back Jakari Jackson, defensive lineman Kalen Bonds, kicker Nick Christensen, offensive lineman Christopher Ruffin, and linebacker Anthony Hardy, who all earned spots on the preseason teams. The Golden Bears will head to Lorman, Mississippi to take on Alcorn State on September 2nd in their season opener. The Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State University were picked to finish third with 48 points and 2 first-place votes. The reigning division champion shook things up in the West last season and made its first ever appearance to the SIAC championship title game under first-year head coach John L. Smith. Preseason honorees for the Thoroughbreds include offensive lineman Marcus Campbell Jr., defensive lineman Rodriguez Jones, quarterback Jules St. G., running back Lavelle Cloyd, linebacker Keontae Reynolds, and defensive back Ryan Lucky. Kentucky State opens the 2017 slate on September 2nd at home against Slippery Rock. Picked to finish fourth in the West Division are the Dragons of Lane College, who finished with 37 points. Lane returns running back Marcus Holliday, offensive lineman Howard Bush, and quarterback Marcus Reynolds, who are all voted to the preseason teams. Lane takes on Texas College on the road on September 2nd in its season opener. Closing out the West Division was Central State in 5th place with 21 points. The Marauders return offensive lineman Darius Thomas, who was named to the preseason team. Central State opens the season at home against Elizabeth State University on September 2nd. So what will be the story of 2017? Will it be the tale of underdogs or reemergence of powerhouses? Whatever the story will be, we'll all watch it unfold week by week until one team reigns supreme on November 11th. Each week, get stronger, get better, play smarter, but most importantly, remember that we're the SIAC and we play hard.